Hello, Las Vegas. We are here to talk energy today. We need some people to come in so we can have a great conversation. I'm here with Joe Sacco today, my buddy. So come on in. Let's talk energy.
Yep. We're here to talk to you folks about energy, how that affects ourselves as individuals, and how our energy works with one another in all sorts of situations, whether it's friendships or business.
And personally, we went to Infinity today. I'm so glad you're here, Patty. And Gary, I'm so glad to see you on today. We just got back from an Infinity meeting today, and we talked, the premise was energy. My friend Ann, hello Jacob, hello Barbara, spoke today, and she was talking about energy and how the vibrations affect everything in the universe. I myself, I think there's a big shift in the universe right now. I think people are really looking for something different, and you have to attract good energy to get good things, I believe. So Joe and I were just talking on the way over here about like what are we going to talk about today. So I'm going to ask Joe, what was your take today? Like, what was your big nugget today from our meeting?
Well, I think one aha moment that I had was that whether people believe it or not, no matter what your religion or your belief system is, or maybe you don't have one at all, energy is real. And we had a great demonstration at the Infinity Group today to demonstrate that. And basically what we did was we rubbed our hands together, and we all feel that heat, right? That friction. And then when you then hold your hands apart, you can actually feel it. You feel that energy. And it's also scientific, right? You know,
yeah.
We are electrical, we are biochemical beings. And, I mean, look at cell phones, for example. I pick up my phone, I punch in a number, and then you can hear me. There's no wires. How is that possible? Energy is everywhere. And
I gotta say something cute, because Dennis, you cannot say one word while we're talking right now. Yay!
Hey, Patricia. Yeah.
We love
me.
you, Dennis. Yes, that is Joe Sacco.
We have mutual friends. That's a good thing, right?
And he will be with me on Saturday. I've already talked to him. He's going to come, and he's bringing a guest for us too, Patty, so he gets to have double dose of me and you. He's going to go crazy.
Oh, yeah. And today I'm signing up with Ann to do send-out cards. You know, in real estate, as many of us know, there's a lot of competition. Everybody's friend, family members, everybody knows somebody in real estate. But how many real estate agents do you know that send you a personal card in the mail to thank you? You know, it's those little touches, those little very personal bits of extra energy that you put into your business that really sets you apart. And so I'm going to get hooked up with that with Ann and hope to share that with others as well.
Yeah, Joe said something on the way here today, and it made me think, and I do want to stay focused on the energy topic because I think it's a big movement that is coming. And Trish is also the training tour, absolutely. I was going to talk to Joe about that, which you can let him know about that on Saturday. But the energy, Joe had said something about, he's in real estate, and there's 16,000 real estate agents out there, so how can he be different? So that's how the conversation of send out came about. But really, we want to talk about energy and how that affects. So, for example, with Joe being a real estate agent, with 16,000 out, he knows that the competition is apparent and it's out there. But at the same time, Joe's not going to take whatever client comes to them if they have bad energy. If they have bad energy, he's probably going to keep them at a distance and maybe refer them to somebody else. I have talked to you before, my Facebook audience, about energy, and I have to share one thing with you. So I did a video about 3 weeks ago, and I did it on energy vampires, and it literally, like, my poor husband, like, it got blown up thinking that it was, other people were thinking that I was talking about, and I wasn't talking about anybody but my own stuff on my own thing. So after that video came, I've had like this serious pain, like all like back in here in my shoulders, and when I know it's from energy vampires. I don't know what I'm harboring, what energy I need to clear, but I talked to Ann today, my good friend, but she's my good friend, so I can't have my good friend do my energy clearing. Hi, Tony, how are you? So that's another topic. Like, if I have a great spiritual energy people in my life right now, but I do think there has to be a line drawn. Like, I can't be very good friends with somebody that's an energy healer because I think that's bias and a conflict of interest. Does anybody have any opinion on that? Like, if you are friends with somebody spiritual, can you use them to help clear your energy or not so much? What do you think about that?
Well, I think that those of us that are sensitive, to the energy that we all have and experience, we don't want to just take. We all know people like that. Maybe you work with somebody like that, or a family, or a friend, somebody close with you. And I experience this all the time on social media. People go on social media, and there's different types, of energy out there. There's people that just unload their baggage and, have a lot of negativity. And there's an easy solution for that. Unfollow, next.
Yep.
Then there's people that just outpour happiness and joy. And sure, no one's life is perfect. Everybody has moments where our energy goes up and down. Some of us are more morning people. I'm a morning person. I wake up. I have a lot of energy. Actually, coffee tends to slow me down because of the way my brain works. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. But we do have, our energy changes throughout the day. And I think that when we talk about being aware of energy and other people's energy when it comes to our clients and our business contacts, Anna is absolutely right. You're 100% on point. There are people that their energy doesn't work with my energy. Maybe it's just a feeling like, I don't really care for this person. It's not that they're a bad person. It's just that you're not vibing, if you will. So when I have somebody like that, I refer them to another agent that maybe it's a better fit, and vice versa. When we're talking about energy and clearing energy, which Patricia, thank you for bringing that up, Ann at the Infinity Group, Ann B, I like to call her Ann B. This is Ann Severs, Ann B. So Ann did talk about that, and that's what is the main objective of the work that she does as a medium. She helps clear that energy, but we all have that power to work on ourselves. I believe it's an innate it's a gift. It's part of being human. Whether you're religious in one way or another, we are all connected to this thing, whether you call it God or energy or the universe. And when we tap into that, we have limitless power. But with that power comes responsibility.
Yeah, she did bring that up about God and a higher power, and I do believe in God myself personally, but I do also believe that there is a higher power. Whatever that is for you, then you have to find it. There has to be something that you can reach out to. And then I went to Mass last Sunday, went to family Mass, and what I loved about it was Father talked about the Jewish community. And he said the Jewish community, whenever they pray, this is why I put the prayer question out yesterday, they never pray to ask for anything. They only pray to say thanks. And so I've been doing that instead. For example, my husband went for a job yesterday, and instead of praying for him to get the job, I prayed to tell God, thank you for the opportunity. So think about that for a second. Like, next time you go to pray and you want to get that big contract, or you want to get that client, or whatever it is, how about switching it and saying thanks for the opportunity or something similar? Because when I started doing that, it really shifted something in me. So now when I do pray, I do always say thanks, but I don't ask for anything material ever. I will ask for maybe guidance or direction or something like that I may ask for. But always start out, when I was a teacher, they always said positive, negative, positive. Like you would do your report card. Your student is a joy to have in class. Your student struggles in math and reading. Then something positive would be, I am so looking forward to improving your student as we go on. So just something to think about. Just try to be more positive out there. For God's sake, people, drop the politic topic. I mean, please. Move on. That's more bad energy. More bad energy. Out, out, out. Wash it away and move on. Next. So I do hope that you are practicing, the good energy. Keep people at a distance if they are just really negative, and leave you those crumbs, because those crumbs can really linger on you.
Right.
It really can. So try to just stay in your own lane. Don't worry about what's going on over here or over there. Just stay in your own lane and keep on doing you.
Something, just a quick shout out to, and forgive me if I got your name wrong, Gregorio mentioned, that it's really hard for him to adjust to living in this insane world. And I mean, I can absolutely understand that. I mean, there's a grocery store downtown near where I live, that is. And sometimes it's just very difficult making it from the car to the front door of this particular grocery store, because it's downtown. There's a lot of homeless and poor people, and there's a lot of people struggling with substance issues, living on the streets, and it can be very overwhelming. That and going to places where there's a lot of people. Maybe some of you out there can relate to that. You don't want to go to concerts because there's a lot of people, or you don't want to go to a bar because there's a lot of people drinking and acting the way people do when they're drinking. And I think it's important for us to understand, and B talked about this at the Infinity Group today. When you're within a certain proximity to another human being, you can't help but feel that energy. If you go to work and you're in a good mood and there's somebody with a rotten mood, that rotten mood is going to spill over onto our lap. But with practice, we can guard ourselves from that energy, and if not a physical distance, we can put a spiritual or emotional distance between us and them. I often will say, there's 7 billion people on the planet. They're not going to all like you, and they're not all, and we're not going to like all of them either. Let's see, Patricia.
I don't know if it's difficult. I think it's easy, actually. I think it's easy to absorb it. I just had a meeting not too long ago with somebody that usually is really high energy, and when I had the meeting with her, I'd actually met with a spiritual lady the day before, and she was talking about the crumbs, the particles that people leave around. I think it's easy. Hi, Mike. I think it's easy to absorb somebody else's crumbs, but I also think it's harder not to absorb the crumbs if you are aware of what that bad energy is. So I do believe in that. We're just kind of going through the feed here, and we do surround ourselves with others like them. Like throughout this process of going through an entrepreneur, my husband was like, "Ann, what is going on? Like these people are coming in and out, in and out, in and out of our lives." And I'm like, you have to trust the system, because at the end of the day, now he sees it full circle. It is, now I'm building my tribe. Patricia's part of my tribe. Joe is now part of my tribe. So it is, you have to fill your, I will help you, Miss Patty. You have to find your tribe and build your tribe, honestly. And if it doesn't work, then next.
Right.
Next.
Hey,
next.
Jim Stone, another
Hi,
mutual
Jim.
friend. Thanks for joining us. And I want to mention something, respond to something that Gary mentioned there. He was saying, the importance of gratitude.
Yes.
And yes, that's important. What energy we give out there, what we're projecting to the universe and to the people around us, that is so powerful. If you come from a place of love and gratitude, there's nothing that can push you off that pedestal of balance. I
Except
also
you.
accept us. We get in our own way. And if you argue for your limitations, they shall be yours. I want to touch on a real quick short story about a stage production job that I did the other day. And so in the union, God love them, but all the brothers and sisters, we have a certain special kind of culture where sometimes when we see each other's buttons, we push them and push them and push them, kind of testing each other, trying to make each other better, stronger. I think, those of you out there that have ever been a member of a fraternity or a sorority, you kind of might understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes we refer to it as hazing. So I had a job where I was working with a union brother for about 10 hours, and this guy prides himself on being the biggest jerk around. I don't know why. Obviously it's his baggage, it's his life, but he just dumps negativity onto others, and he was really giving me a hard time all day. What I did though, which was very different from a normal day, was, and I learned this from my broker actually, Christina Caspary, at the Russell Group. When somebody comes at you with criticism, whether it's constructive or just completely a rude thing that they're just trying to dump on you, all you can do is look right at them and say thank you. Mm-hmm. Don't argue with them. Don't feed into that energy. Don't it's tempting to mirror people, That's what we do as human beings. When people are nice to us, it's so much easier to be nice back. When people are rude, it's so much easier for us to put up our guard and want to engage, especially, when you have strong personalities, whether it's men or women. And so with this gentleman, with this union brother, every time, I looked up, he said, you should be looking down. If I looked left, he said I should be looking right. It was ridiculous, right? And despite wanting to put my dukes up and go all out, all I did was just softened my gaze, softened my eyes, took a deep breath, reminded myself that this is that person's energy, and my energy is unmoved because I'm working on it. And I just said thank you for 10 hours. And I gotta tell you, it was very difficult. It was a process, but I learned patience that way. And I would challenge you all, and feel free to reach out and tell us, how does your energy work? Are you in control of your energy, or does the environment rule you? Sometimes we're ruled by the environment, and what kind of a life is that to live? You can't leave the house because somebody might say something, might jolt you one way or the other. Imagine how much more we could live our lives if we're strong with who we are and grounded.
Okay, the reason people behave badly or furiously is because they understand simple mind things as religion seeks to reform mankind. I can't read the whole thing. I'm not really on the religious, I don't want to have that discussion. It's just what I believe works for me. So I believe you have to be in control, and I believe what Joe said too. You have to be in control. You just have to be aware of things. Whatever God or not God or spiritual, whatever you want to call it, you pray to or help guide, that's wonderful. I hope that everybody has somebody to look out to. But more importantly, just be aware that there's always going to be those energy suckers, vampires out there. So just take the high road every single time. As a East Coaster Jersey girl, when I heard Joe talking about the guy, I already know that my smart ass mouth would say, thank you so much. Have a great day. And that's just the way that I would roll. And I just kind of would laugh it off. So just really be aware out there of the ones, because people will take you down if you let them. We're an entrepreneur. Joe and I are both entrepreneurs. If we listened to the enemies and frenemies and the haters all the time, we would not get out of bed every single day. So New York,
Boston,
New Jersey, in the house. So, but no, seriously, be aware of the energy vampires and do not let them suck your energy out. You block them, keep them at a distance. I used to teach my students about energy and about a hula hoop. So you want to keep that hula hoop around you. And if somebody's in your hula hoop space, then it's time for you to just say, I need you to just give me a few moments, or whatever the case may be. So it is taking control of your own life as well. I have, suppressed myself for many years. I will talk about that on a completely different conversation and forum. I'm not ready to release all that, but I do feel like I've been suppressed for about 5 years, actually a little longer than that, and it feels really good to be out there and show the energy. I know Jacob was my student, and I am going to take a guess out here that Jacob probably sees me completely different now than I was when I taught, because when I was teaching, I did feel suppressed. Where now I feel like so much more alive. I feel like I'm truly the person that I was meant to be. I am happy. I'm doing great things. I've met the most amazing people. And I always try to bring good energy and good joy, because I don't want to have bad energy. And I don't want to be one that people go, oh my God, here she comes, negative Nancy. So just, be out there and be a little bit of aware. Like if somebody's a little, maybe steps back a little bit, maybe you are being a little negative. Just so you know, thank you, Jacob. You're so sweet. Just so you know, too, though, well, I forgot what I was going to say because Jacob interrupted. That's okay.
You know what? I'll jump in here and say, first of all, thank you all so much for the thumbs up and the hearts out there. That's an energy exchange. Just even hitting that button, when we see that on the screen right here, I don't know about you, Ann, but that makes me feel good. It makes me know that even though they're not commenting, they're enjoying what they're seeing and hearing. And speaking of how we see ourselves and how others see us, we both have something different about ourselves today.
Yeah.
We both got new haircuts.
Yep.
And, mine got a little short, and Ann's is quite different from the last time I saw her. I decided to shave, and I've been getting good feedback on that. And
he missed a spot, though.
I know, I missed a few spots, more than a few.
We're going to fix that.
It'll get better every day, better than the last. And so, do what makes you feel good. If your job doesn't make you feel good, maybe try something different. If your haircut's getting a little stale, switch it up a little bit. But more so than anything, look at all the likes and the hearts now. Oh, thank you.
I love it.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike gave you a compliment.
That's my buddy.
There.
Hashtag FN. We will never tell what that is.
So, and try something different, with that person at work or that difficult person in your life. Maybe it's a family member or a close friend. The next time they come to you and want to unload their baggage or their negativity, or maybe they have a low self-esteem at the moment and they're worried about how their belly looks and summer's coming or this or that. I've got a friend like that, and try something different. Instead of feeding into that negativity and saying, oh, yeah, we both got to get on a diet, this and that. Instead of that, maybe try to turn it around, put a positive spin to it, and not feed into that negativity, and watch how quickly your life and your own energy will change. If you just spend a whole day being conscious of making no negative negative payments, no negative statements, that is.
Yeah.
Spend 24 hours being totally aware of what you say to others and yourself, and really focus on gratitude, and your life will change instantly. I promise you that. I know that. Regardless of what your faith is or belief system, it really happens that way.
Yeah.
Positive attracts positive, and people want to do business with others that make them feel good about themselves. People will always remember how you made them feel.
You know what? Amen. And that's a good way to end it, too. I will, Gita will do a flipper muffin in a minute. So anyway, I do believe, hi, Mr. Schmall, how are you? I do believe that you do need to be aware of, and think about this, maybe somebody is having a bad day. You never know what happened in somebody else's four walls. You never know. I have a lot going on my four walls, which I will not speak about on public forum yet. People that are very close to me know what that is. And so maybe if somebody comes to you and they are just looking down, maybe just give them a hug and just give them, or tell them they look nice. That one little comment could flip their whole day around, and you don't even know what impact you may have on them. Like, how sad is that? There's just people walking around that just, man, all you got to do is just say something nice to them. Maybe they haven't heard something nice in a long time. So be nice and just say nice. And if you feel you see something you don't like my grandmother used to always say, find something that is nice about them and focus on that and not the negative. Don't talk about the traffic on the way in to a meeting, because that's negative, guys. Don't even talk about the traffic. Leave the traffic outside of the door and just keep on going and just focus and only talk about the positive. You put in what you get out, like the number machine, right? Like when I would teach school. If you put in positive, guess what you're going to get back? Positive. If you put negative energy out there, you're going to get negative. Law of reciprocity. It is a thing.
If I could add a couple of things to what you were just saying. We always talk about baggage, like, as an analogy, like you carry it around these bags, whatever it is, regret, resentment, guilt, anger, frustration. Maybe if you've got a lot of anger, it's rage. But how about this? Instead of going into a meeting or work or...
Reflectors is good, though. Go ahead.
Instead of going to an event or a date or whatever and leaving the bags at the door, how about this? Put the bags on a plane and send the plane away. Get rid of the bags, because when we carry in those bags, it's heavy. Just get rid of the bags altogether. And another thing, sometimes we misread people's energy, and I have a great quick story about that. I went to the grocery store not too long ago, and a woman in line in front of me she was looking right at me, eyeballs to eyeballs, and she had a look like this. RBF. Just a stink look. and I gotta, be completely frank with you all. When I first got that glance, and we locked eyes. She looked at me like a stink eye. My first reaction was to give her the stink eye right back and mirror her, out of my own instinct, I guess you might say. And honestly, I started thinking, what has this lady got against me? And I started actually thinking about my own insecurities, really trying to, in a weird way, trying to read her mind, and I was reacting and getting mad. Like, why is this lady, she's judging me? What, I don't look good enough or this or that? She thinks she's better than me. And you know what? It was completely illogical and ridiculous. And what I did was I flipped the switch, I snapped my fingers, and I snapped myself out of that trance. I smiled, I softened my eyes, and I looked right at her, and I said, hello.
What did she say?
She softened her eyes, she smiled, and she said hello back to me. Then we started talking about which groceries we had, and we started chit-chatting. And, what was funny is that I had just went down to the IRS office and found out that the IRS has a program where people can get their taxes done for free. And you have to go to the irs.gov website and you search for the word VITA, V-I-T-A.
Means life.
Yeah, and this word VITA represents a program that the IRS has, and they connect you with volunteers that do your taxes for free. So I ended up sharing that information with this woman, and then she paid for her groceries and left, and I went my own way. And I thought, wow, that was a lovely interaction. So maybe the next time somebody is glaring at you or looking at you with a dirty look, soften your eyes, soften your gaze, smile and say hello. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah, no kidding. I think that's a great way to end it. And I do agree what Joe just said, too. We do a lot of assumptions and prejudging out there. So, and it does start with you, absolutely. I try really hard not to prejudge or assume people anymore. I've had a lot of conversations with my husband, because when you're an entrepreneur, you text me at 8:30 in the morning over something, and I'm like, here I am, I'm ready to go, my bojo's going, I'm getting ready to go to a meeting, and you want to let me know that? So we've had a lot of conversations about that, because there's certain things I just don't need to know, unless it's pressing, because, you got to, getting out of bed every day and being an entrepreneur and having that great energy is really, really hard. So if you are married to somebody that is an entrepreneur, then you need to be aware of that with them. We've come a long way. One of these days, I'm gonna have him and I are gonna do a session together. James and I are, because I hope that we can inspire other couples too. It's not always been easy. You know, I'm married to a blue thinker. That's like a whole nother topic. But, you know, just be out there and support your friends and your family. And, you know, just because I'm in an MLM doesn't mean I'm out to recruit everybody, because I really don't need to recruit a bunch of people, because some of you are really a pain in my ass, to be honest with you. So just saying. So, but, you know, I love everybody. And I love my friend Lynn. I love you, Lynn. So anyway, we just want you to be aware of energy and the shift that we feel is going on in the universe. So just be more open and be more caring, and try not to spread your bad energy around, you know, other people, because their life may be way worse than yours. Way worse.
Everyone's fighting a battle, and we don't know anything about it.
That's right.
You know? And since I know that a little bit of cursing's all right...
Just a little bit, Tim Williams. Sorry.
Let's all share some good energy today, some healthy, positive energy. And if somebody decides they want to share some negative energy with you, let that shit go.
No kidding.
So
let it go. Like the song.
Thank you all. Thank you, Ann, for doing these videos. And share this video if you think that what we're putting down is helpful or interesting. Let's expand our global family here.
Absolutely. Please share us, like us. We're going to be doing this a lot more. I think next week, Joe and I just thought of this. We're probably going to do something downtown. I really want to promote downtown coming up, and with spring break, it will be a good time to maybe take the kids down to the container park and let them do their thing. But we really want to reach out to those local businesses and small businesses out there that just maybe need that little extra help, a little extra support. So please reach out to us, PM or private message. And I agree with Mike, and I'm going to end it with that. You can lose a battle and still win the war. So true. You know, don't fight the little battles. You know, anybody who has a teenager growing up, those little battles are they're just petty. Let them go. At the end of the day, your war is to bring your family together and fight and to show love and peace. So be good to each other out there and let some of that stuff go, and just lift each other up. I think we've had enough negative energy in this universe. The weather's starting to break here in Vegas and all over the country. So it's time to really just let's be thankful. Thankful for what we have. And we thank you, Gregorio. We'd love to sit and chat with you some more. So just lift each other up instead of bringing each other down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace.
Thank you, Las Vegas.